What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And there is some quote-unquote drama because there are sources out there, good sources, I would say. I will call them good enough sources to take a bit seriously, saying that Jonathan David is potentially on his way out already at the club. His agent is in talks with options for in January, being Bayern and Tottenham, because of his lack of playing, and the club apparently set a deadline for Jonathan David to start performing. Otherwise, they would consider a move. That's one news. Other news, another update on Marco Verratti. Yes, Verratti, who is apparently still playing football, and I didn't even know that. I literally thought he retired, if I'm being completely honest. And there is an update as well on Mark Gay. Not sure how you pronounce that. The Crystal Palace center back, Mark Gay, excuse me, which is a very interesting one, but also feels extremely unlikely that that will ever, be a possibility for this club. Anyways, let's start off with Jonathan David, because according to Sasha Tavoieri, I think you pronounce it, his agent is in talks with apparently Bayern Munich and Tottenham, because they contacted him saying that, well, he's not playing a lot at Juve. He's not really, getting bedded into the squad. He doesn't really know what his role is, and he's open, or his agent is keeping all options open in January. And apparently the club told him, if you're not going to improve from now until January, we might consider offers in the winter transfer window to try to figure something out. Now, on Jonathan David, really quickly, for the club, obviously, if you sell him, it's a profit, depending on what we actually really paid for that signing on bonus, even though on the books it's a bit different. But in general, Jonathan David, you cannot give up him in January. That's one. Two, the links with Bayern don't really make sense. They have Harry Kane, they have Nicholas Jackson, Musiala's coming back. Okay, it's not really the same, I would say, but it doesn't really make sense unless the rumors that Harry Kane wants to leave in the summer are correct. But still, it doesn't really make sense. For Tottenham, it might make sense. They were interested in before. Kolomani is only on loan, so there's not really their player. And they have Solanke, who's, he's injured. It's basically Milik, and he's not really that good as well to begin with. So maybe that makes a bit more sense. But for the club to already give up on Jonathan David makes very little sense, especially when you have already a new coach. So new club, Tudor, and now the coach is sacked, another coach in Spalletti. It doesn't really make sense, in my opinion, to give up on Jonathan David this soon. And this has nothing really to do with the fact, do you rate him or do I rate him, yes or no? Because I think he's a decent player. Like, the goal scoring record for him, for Vlahovic, and for a Panda are incredible. Like, we need, like, the goals they score, the amount of goals they score, I don't care about the league for a sec, are significant. No attacker is doing well this far in this team. Yeah, Vlahovic has done well. But again, against Udinese, it was a pen, but he played well. Against Cremonese, he played well, hold up play, etc. But there's no real chance. Like, there's no goal out there, for him as well. So the strikers are not scoring goals. They might be playing okay and hold up play, moving the set, etc. But to this day, the goals are not, we're not looking at any of our strikers saying, okay, you are a goal scorer at this moment in time. So all attackers are struggling. So I will be shocked if the club gives up on Jonathan David this soon. I don't think we should be doing that. Also, because we have no clue what's going to happen with Vlahovic in the summer. So I think we should definitely not really entertain that in January. I think that should be more something for the summer, when you have enough time and enough sample size to say, okay, this is not going to work for everyone's sake, and this is what Spalletti wants, etc. So in the comments, let me know what you think about that. Moving on to the Marco Verratti news. And by the way, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I forgot to say that. Marco Verratti, coming from Mirko Di Natale. So apparently he's been offered to us. He's been offered to other Italian clubs as well. So not just to us. The club hasn't really said no. They're keeping, an eye on it, but they're, a bit skeptical about his physical condition, etc. I'm going to be dead honest. I don't know how old he is. I'm going to guess 34-ish, maybe. I thought he retired. I know he went to, I think, the Qatari league, but I saw reports that he got injured like a year ago, and he kept getting injured. And at that point, I literally thought he retired. I'm all for bringing in experienced players. Like I said, when Modric was out there, I was like, we need to get Modric, we need that into the team. And according to Mikel Natale, to this report, Spalletti is looking for a player with that profile as well a little bit. But I'm gonna say no, because purely because I literally thought he retired. Like I actually believe that he retired. I didn't even know he was playing football anymore. And now when you see the reports, he's been injured a lot apparently, and he's struggling to stay fit. How is that gonna help us? Maybe the profile, but if he can, Modric. Have you watched the game yesterday, Modric against Roma? He was making slide tackles inside his own box, winning challenges. He is the player we needed in terms of experience, quality, like top-notch, world-class quality, and can still make a difference. I have no clue what Verratti can bring. One, because a lot of us have not watched him play for a very long time, and two, I literally thought he retired. So that's a no for me. We cannot go down that route, in my opinion. It makes not much sense unless he comes in and he's fit, which fit at Juve is already a funny punchline, I would assume. And then he also needs to get up to the level, fitness level again, up to speed. I don't see how this is a good thing. And Verratti is saying a player a lot of Juve fans wanted, but that ship sailed. We need to move on from that type of profiles, in my opinion. If you want something in midfield, which I understand, because again, Tudor even wanted that, and looking at the squad, I get that, but that cannot be Marco Verratti, in my opinion. If that was Marco Verratti from 3-4 years ago, then yeah, definitely. But now, again, maybe you guys in the comments can let me know how he's doing. Well, I think it's Qatar that he's playing. Let me know, but yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no insight other than the fact that, well, he's struggling to stay fit, and I actually thought he retired. Okay, last bit of news, and then we talk a bit about Sporting maybe. Is Margay. I want to put that out there because, one, he's a fantastic defender. He's a free agent for Crystal Palace at the end of the summer. He's not joining an Italian side. So the news is that Inter are in the race for him and that he opened up to an Italian move. And there are earlier reports that Juve are also interested in him. He was close to signing for Liverpool until Crystal Palace said, no, we cannot make a replacement signing because that replacement signing went to West Ham or Bournemouth. I'm not sure what happened. And Margay stayed. He's going to Liverpool or he's staying in England. He is the best English center back out there. He is. He's a very, very good defender. There's no way Liverpool or Man U or even City, okay, Arsenal are stacked. They're not gonna let these guys walk on a free outside of England. It's impossible that's going to happen. Now, if somehow you get him, fantastic, because he is a very, very good center back, But for me, it's extremely unlikely. I mention it because according to reports, he has opened up to a potential move abroad. Then if that's the case, you should be in the mix, even if it's not realistic for us. Now, there are also links out there that Spalletti won Kim Min-jae in January. I think those are easy tap-in links. Or Spalletti is there. Kim Min-jae is not really playing. We are struggling with the backline. Kim Min-jae to Juve. And apparently Juve are looking at options, that are feasible for the club. Maybe a loan, etc. And, 1+1 is 2. Spalletti and Kim did fantastic things, even though I'm not a big Kim Min-jae fan. Even when he was playing at Napoli, went to Bayern, and well, we know what happened. It looked bad most of the times at Bayern. A lot of mistakes, a lot of defending, etc. And that's how I view Kim Min-jae. I don't view him as a fantastic, solid defender, even though his year at Napoli was insane. But for me, and prove out there, it feels like a one-off. It feels like a one-off. Now, if he's alone with an option and you can bridge a gap for 6 months, as Spalletti is like, I need him, I can use him, I can fix things, I can make it work, then fine, as a club, you probably should be doing that. But right now, those are the links, a midfielder and maybe a defender in January, and Jonathan David potentially on the move already because, well, it's already game over apparently. But in the comment sections, let me know what you think about all these links, and then later tonight we will talk about Sporting because that is tomorrow and that is the most important thing. Ciao.